Welcome to Project FRXCON, an application idea by my partner Alan and I. In this screencast, I will be explaining more about what this idea is all about, what this web application means for all people out there, and really a common scenario that we all may have faced before, and in particular for working adults. As a brief introduction, this web application is targeted at foreign currency exchange. A common scenario that many of us have had before is that we have just returned from a trip to overseas countries. We may have went to Japan, and in our pocket right now is a lot of unused Japanese yen, which we no longer have any use for in the short term. We would desire to change this unused yen back to Singapore dollars so that we can use it in our daily life. However, the next thing comes. How do we approach this issue? Most of us would normally go to the money exchanger. As you can see from the screen, when you go to the money exchanger has his or her own rates. It sells at 80 SGD and then it buys at 80.56 yen. However, this is different from the global rate. As you can see from the screen, the global rate may sell at 1 SGD and buy at 82.1 yen. And the difference between these two values are, as you can see, the red lines, which is known as the spread. And this is how money exchanges earn. By having the spread, it means earnings for them, but for us as users, it means losses incurred. For small amounts of transaction, it may not mean much. But when you are doing huge transactions, it means huge losses. So here's where FRXCON comes into the picture. Through FRXCON, it is a web application which allows users to deal with other app users at the best rates possible. Rates where there's no spread whatsoever, which means no losses incurred for app users. Let's look at what are some app features that this web application will feature. The first function is the ability to deal with other users. This means you can bypass the money exchanger and directly deal with other users that have the similar needs. This is based on two criteria. The user may have a currency that you want to buy. For example, the user has on hand Singapore dollars, while I have on hand yen. And when he meets my criteria and I meet his criteria, we can enter into deal. Moreover, the second thing that we want to talk about is when you deal with other users, it is at global rates with no spread involved. And secondly, you may have the autonomy of agreeing on another rate aside from the global rate with your potential exchange partner. All this simply put means the best outcome possible for two parties where there will not be any losses incurred. The second function is user profile and authorization. Simply put, every user that signs up with our web application will have his or her own user profile. When he wants to enter into deal with other people, this also lets other app users view your user profile. The third thing is the chat function on our web application. Simply put, the chat function is for potential exchange partners to chat with one another to fix details such as preferred location meetups, amount of money to bring, and any other details that they feel that there is a need to iron out. The fourth function is simply put a calendar for the meetup date. This allows users to specify the date that they want to meet up on. And lastly, after the entire transaction is being finished, our web application allows you to rate your exchange partner. And through this rating system, in future, before you enter into a deal with a potential exchange partner, you are able to view that partner's trust rating, which allows you to determine whether the person that you are looking to deal with is trustworthy or not. In this way, we hope to establish an app that is highly safe and highly secure for everyone to deal with. So let me run through how the first three pages of our web application will look like. When you first come onto the website, you will be directed to this landing page. And on this landing page, you simply have the opportunity to sign up with the web application. And once the sign up process is being done, by default, your main page will look something like that. comes under the new exchange tab, where simply put, you can have the opportunity to now make a new, oh, what the crap, man. Well, welcome to FRXCON, a web application idea by my partner Alan and I. In this screencast, we hope to share with you more about what this application idea is all about. What are some main features that we hope to develop in the month of June, and the languages that we are using, and what you are able to expect in the coming months. So let's start. Let me first run through with you a common scenario that you and I may have been in, and especially for working adults out there. Imagine you just went to Japan on a trip. Welcome to Project FRXCON, a web application idea by my partner Alan and I. In this screencast, we will cover with you why there is a need for this web application. What are some main features we hope to build in the coming month of June? A rough sketch of what the website will look like. And lastly, the languages that will be used in our project, and also updates that you can expect in the coming months ahead. So let me first run through with you a common scenario that you and I may have been in, or even for working adults out there. You just came back from Japan, and in your pocket right now is a lot of unused Japanese yen. You have no use for it in the short term, and you just want to exchange it for Singapore dollars that you can use for in your daily life. The most common thing that we will do is we will visit the money exchanger. So when you come to the money exchanger, you recognize that he has rates. He sells 80 cents of Sing dollars and buys $80 of yen. However, if you realize and compare it with the global rates, there is a difference. Global rates sell at 1 Sing dollar but buys at 82.1 yen. And the difference between these two values from the money exchanger and the global rate is what we know as the spread, as you can see from these rate values right at the bottom. And because of this difference in values and this spread, money exchangers make a profit. It may not seem like much, but for you, the user, there is actually a loss that you incur when you deal with the money exchanger. For small amounts, it may not make much of a difference, but huge transactions means huge losses. That's why today there is a need for FRXCON, our web application idea. This idea is simply put to eliminate totally the loss of money that you incur due to the spread received by money exchanges. So how do we do this? Let me explain to you the features that we hope to develop in the coming month of June. The first and foremost, most important feature is the ability to deal with other users. That means you no longer deal with money exchanges, but you deal with other users. And this deal is based on two criteria. Firstly, it is based on global exchange rates, which means no presence of spread, no losses incurred, and the deal is entirely fair. However, if you or your partner decide that you do not want to deal with the exchange rate, you have the autonomy of determining another exchange rate which you both are agreeable on. Either way, the ability to deal with other users bypasses the money exchanger and ensures that both parties benefit from this deal. In addition, you have the convenience of fixing a meetup location that is the best for both of you. The second feature is user profile and authorization. Simply put, every user which signs up will have his or her user profile, which is able to be viewed by other app users out there. Thirdly, in this web application, there will be a chat function. The chat function is simply for potential exchange partners to communicate with one another to determine details such as preferred location for meetup, exchange rates, amount of money to bring, and other details that they feel there is a need to iron out. Moving on, the next function will be the calendar function. This calendar function is for users to meet and specify a particular date that they want to meet on. And lastly, after the entire transaction is done, you have the opportunity to rate your exchange partner. How satisfied with it? How trustworthy you found your partner? And this all builds up into an application which we hope will be safe and secure for every user out there to use. So after explaining to you more about the features, let me take you a walk through the three main pages of our website. And through it, I hope that you have a clearer idea of how this entire idea will look like. Firstly, when you log on to our website, there is a landing page. So as you can see, there is a green sign up today button here, which allows you to sign up. So when you click on it, you finish the entire sign up process. Your default page will look something like that. New exchange. Simply put, when you key in your details, this allows you to specify what you need and make a new exchange and submit a request and put it on the app and wait for potential exchange partners to reply to your exchange request. This new exchange form will include a few things: your name, the number that you hope that you can be contacted at, your preferred meetup location, and most importantly, these two boxes that you see right here. The payment required is the amount of money that you are willing to offer. And when you key in this field, our built-in live exchange rate automatically helps you calculate the currency that is required to be paid by your potential exchange partner. And after these two fields are being filled in, you have the additional request tab, which allows you to fill in any other request that you may have. And when all this is done, you can simply click submit button. Let me bring you to the next feature of our web application, the marketplace. So when you submit a new exchange, your request will simply be put on the marketplace. And likewise, you will be able to view other requests that have been made by users out there. What this means is you have two options. One, you can make a new exchange every time you use our web application, or you can simply deal with other app users out there which have already made requests. So how does this work? Let me run through with you. So when you come to the marketplace, you have some options. You specify your currency desired, the currency that you want to pay, repaid or offered in, and then the amount of range that you desire. So when you specify your options, what will come out is available requests that have already been made, which fit the options that you have specified. So example, if Tan Chuan Sing and his yen desired and SGD paid or offered fits your request, you can simply click chat with user to enter into communication with Tan Chuan Sing and to work out a potential deal between the both of you. So this gives you liberty. If you don't want to go through the hassle of making a new request, just search for potential deals through the marketplace. And that is it. The two main pages that are necessary for our web application. So future developments will come in the coming 2 months as we even work out features such as the chat, the rate, and also future extensions. So what technologies we will be using for our web application? We will be using mainly JavaScript, HTML, and CSS for the front end. And for the back end, we will be using the mean stack, which is MongoDB, Express, Node.js. However, we will not be touching on AngularJS in our project. And that's it. I hope that this screencast has been informative for you to know what is our project meaning about and also what you can expect in the coming months. So stay tuned as we bring more updates in the coming month, as in June we embark on a major development, and in July there will be even more future extensions. Thank you.